Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try this. This is doctor's orders. Okay, get a shot of, might as well get a shot of Kiki while you're at it.
Kiki. Kiki.
All right, how we doing, everybody? As I film this, it is Saturday evening. I think it's right at 6 p.m. Since I'm home for a couple of months, it gives me an opportunity to visit with you more, so I'm happy to be able to do that. Just a few minutes ago, you saw I'm following doctor's orders. The doctor told me he wants me to try to start taking some steps with this cumbersome boot on, and I've been doing a lot of that today. I did some of it yesterday, and it's, a little painful, but I went ahead and plowed ahead and I did it. And today I've been walking quite a bit with the boot. I used the crutches just to stabilize myself, but I've been putting the weight on the boot itself per the orthopedist, and it seems to be working out okay. A while ago, I can't get myself up into a tub or a shower, so I've been taking sponge baths, and using baby wipes and things, and I just went and did that a while ago, and then I told Marina to film me taking a few steps on my busted leg. But I'm really encouraged, and I'm really pleased with the progress. It's just going to take some time to heal, but I'm really encouraged that I was able to take so many steps in this. But I didn't think I could do that, but once I started trying it, it was a pleasant surprise. So I think things are progressing fairly well. I don't have another doctor's appointment for a month, so I'm going to just keep pressing myself, not too much, but I want to keep trying to walk with this thing so that when he gives me the A-OK, I'll be able to get back to full speed, hopefully, as much as I can anyway. There's been really very little pain. There is pain, but it's manageable. I'm not taking any pain pills or anything. There's just kind of a low-level pain. There'll be some now since I walked some, I suppose, but it's really not been that bad. So I'm just, thank the Lord for that. That's a really good thing. So there you go. You saw the video of me walking. I just wanted you to see that. The predominant thing that's currently in the news, of course, is the threat of war. Once again, I've talked about that quite a bit. I may want to say a few more words before I end this video as well. By the way, there's two things I need to mention. By the way, thank you so much for all the comments. I love to hear your comments or read your comments. I read them all. I believe I respond to them all. I try to respond to them all, but I do read them all as far as I know. But I've been noticing with recent videos, there seem to be just some strange things happening, from comments being deleted to a very minimal amount of likes on videos. And I've seen this with other channels, and I've had some people reach out to me and say, hey, we think that YouTube is kind of stifling your channel, or censoring you or something. I forget the word they used. And I know the other day I had read a few comments from some people and didn't have a chance to respond to them. And when I went back to respond to them, they were gone. And I don't think they deleted them. I think that the powers that be apparently deleted them. And I also noticed on another video, I'm sorry this is boring, it's inside baseball, I know, but I also noticed on another video, it just had minimal views and minimal likes, and then a few hours later it had hundreds of views and dozens more likes. So it's very strange. So I don't know what to do about it. What you can do is make sure that YouTube is all about algorithms. How to get your channel noticed it's all over my head, I'll be honest with you. And I don't obsess over this kind of stuff. But if you would be so kind to like the videos that you watch, I would appreciate that. Feel free to comment. I think all of that is supposed to get the videos out to more eyeballs. And of course, if you're not subscribed, I invite you to do that as well. And if you think you're subscribed, you might want to check it, because I've also heard that some people are subscribed or thought they were subscribed when they're actually not. So if you could do all that, that would be wonderful. And again, I often fail to mention it, but all the relevant links down below, contact information and whatnot is down below if you want to reach out to me. My email is down there and all that good stuff. Buy me a coffee and all that. All right. I want to get to Dan Bongino. Now, many of you probably know who Dan Bongino is. Dan Bongino had, just months ago, let's just say a very popular podcast. Some estimates that I've heard said that he had the number 2 podcast in America. I don't know if that's true or not, but it was very popular. And of course, he gave that up to go serve as the assistant director of the FBI under Kash Patel, as I mentioned in the previous video. And I, for one, like many people, I maintain, am very frustrated, folks, with the lack of, what word do I want to use here? Revenge? I think I prefer the word justice. You know, we suffered as law-abiding American citizens for years with the abuses and the lawlessness of Obama-era officials, Biden-era officials, Clinton, even Bush-era officials, where they were just making a mockery of the law and the legal system and the American people. You had people in the Biden White House who referred to us as these, who was it, Peter Strzok of the FBI, or was it the Obama White House? It all kinds of run together. I think it was the Obama White House. He referred to the American people as those smelly Walmart people. You know all about the Russian dossier, the fraudulent dossier. You know all about Hillary Clinton having her own private server at her home in Massapequa when she was Secretary of State. A flagrant abuse of the law, doing state business from her den, ostensibly. I mean, it's just not just breaking the law, just flaunting it in our faces as if to say, yeah, I'm breaking the law. What are you going to do about it? And on and on. I mean, I could stay here all day just rattling off all these abuses to all of you. How about James Comey and the 8647 on the beach? Not a blooming thing has been done to this man, the former director of the FBI. Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant. Well, of course you knew that's what that meant. Nothing's been done to this man. And I am so disappointed that in late June of 2025, in the first year of Trump's second term, there's just been so little justice being administered by the Justice Department. There has been no justice for the J6 prisoners, other than the fact that Trump did pardon them to his credit. But these people suffered immeasurably for years, and there's no justice for them. What about the people that did this to them? Why aren't they in prison, for heaven's sakes? I want to see Clinton-era officials, Biden and Obama-era officials who broke the law in orange jumpsuits. I mean, some high-profile Democrats. How about the American people need to see this, folks. Just if only for morale, we need to see this. We need to see somebody like Adam Schiff doing a perp walk. We need to see a lawless United States Senator doing a perp walk in an orange jumpsuit. And I'm ready for it. I want justice, and I want it now. And that you think, all right, now we've got Pam Bondi as Attorney General, we got Kash Patel going in as FBI Director, and we got Dan Bongino, his right-hand man. Buddy, we got the all-star team. We're loaded. Things are going to happen now. And once again, we are the bridesmaid left at the altar. Suckered again. Nothing happens. Am I impatient? That's possible. And I'm not saying they're doing nothing, but folks, some of this stuff is a slam dunk if you ask me. But what I want to do for you now is read to you a tweet sent by Dan Bongino. I think he sent it today. It was either today or yesterday. on Twitter. I'm sorry, Mr. Musk, it's Twitter. I just can't get used to X. I'll say Twitter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter. That's down below. trailertrashtim on Twitter. X if you prefer. I'm going to quote for you now this post by Dan Bongino, the Assistant Director of the FBI. Quote, update. As I wrap up my third month in the deputy position in the FBI, I want to update you on some of the actions the Director and I have taken to reform the FBI while keeping the heat on violent criminals, terrorists, and foreign threat actors. Some of these action items you may have read about, some you have not. Number 1, Operation Restoring Justice apprehended 205 child sex predators and 764 purveyors while rescuing 115 children. Operation Soteria Shield resulted in the apprehension of 244 child predators and 109 children were rescued. This is just the beginning. If you're preying on children, we are coming for you. That's great. Number 2, we warned those violently acting out in the recent riots that we would not tolerate it and we would not forget. Over 700 arrests have been made in coordination with our federal and state partners. Many of those arrests are members of organized groups, and we are pouring through data in pursuit of more bad actors. We are not done. We are in the process of identifying and moving on those who threw rocks at law enforcement officers and damaged property. I told you we would not forget. I wasn't kidding. Stay tuned for more. Number 3, we are making progress on a number of high-profile cases, including the COVID cover-up, the Dobbs leak, the pipe bomb investigation, and more. More updates coming. We located and apprehended 3 of the FBI's top 10 most wanted and hope to have more updates very soon. In conjunction with our federal partners, we apprehended, imprisoned, and deported thousands of illegal aliens. Many of these illegal immigrants had extremely violent criminal histories. We told you that the rioting was going to slow us down. It has not. We are fully engaged. Let me go on, if you will. You can speed this video up, if you will, but I want you to hear what he said. We made numerous personnel changes to the leadership of the FBI, and we reorganized the structure of the FBI to ensure the mistakes of the past are corrected, penalized, and not repeated. We are closing the FBI headquarters building and moving to an alternate location, which will save the taxpayers billions of dollars. We are also moving people out of headquarters assignments and back into operational law enforcement and counter-terror roles. We arrested multiple foreign intelligence targets engaged in illegal activities which presented a danger to the homeland. Many of these critical cases were covered by the media. Some will not be made public. I'm sure they won't be. We are in the process of rolling releases on items of public interest as we add resources to our transparency reform efforts. We completed the JFK files. Really? The RFK files. Really? The China 2020 election IR, and we are rolling out much more on January the 6th, Crossfire Hurricane, and more. We are rolling out a nationwide summer violent crime crackdown as the murder rate plummets to an all-time low. We will not let up. We are making changes to the hiring process and the physical fitness requirements. We are eliminating DEI and getting the FBI back to its roots, chasing criminals and terrorists. We are remaining hyper-vigilant in protecting the homeland given the current global climate while we deal with investigations related to the rioting, the Washington, D.C. murders, the Palm Springs bombing, the Boulder attack, the Minnesota murders, and our daily casework. And finally, there's a lot more work to be done, a lot. Stay tuned on disclosures and the public corruption fronts. For those who have been patient with us, thank you. For those who are out of patience, thank you too. Believe me, we understand. Okay, I don't know how you feel about all this, but here's my summary of it. There was, in that statement, in that tweet by Dan Bongino, did you notice there was no update on the Epstein files? There was no update on the Trump assassination attempts, and there was no action that was taken on deep state corruption. Instead, this report reads like a J. Edgar Hoover style report from a true blue government official. So I would expect no reforms from the FBI. In other words, he said a lot, and there's some good things in there. I'm trying to be fair and balanced, like Fox News. They are doing some good things. I give them credit. But folks, they're not doing what we need them to do. As I stated before, not to be redundant, I want to see the perp walks. I want to see the Epstein files. I want to see the JFK and the RFK files. I want to see what happened with these Trump assassination attempts. Now, the bottom line for me is simply this, as you may know. I don't believe there should be an FBI, quite frankly, and I don't believe there should be a CIA, quite frankly, nor did JFK, and we know how that ended. But here we are. I mean, look at it. We've got local police forces. We've got county sheriff's departments. We have state troopers. We have state investigative agencies, the FBI on a state level, the GBI, the ABI, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have federal marshals. We have the National Guard if need be. Why do we really need an FBI? It's probably a surprise to a lot of Americans that a lot of the things that exist today are rather recent innovations. The FBI is not that old. The CIA was founded by Harry Truman in the late 1940s. And it only took about 10 more years before JFK came along and said, I'm going to shatter it into a million pieces. Well, that did not happen, but he was on to something, which is probably why that did not happen. So, to sum up, I am frustrated with Dan Bongino. I'm frustrated with Kash Patel. I'm frustrated with Pam Blondie. Ron Paul used to say, you send a really great guy or gal to Washington and you think, man, this guy has got it. He is saying all the right things. He is talking about doing exactly what has to be done. And you go and you vote for that man or that woman and you send them to Washington fully confident, man, now this is going to be fantastic because he's saying all the right things, doing all the right things, proposing all the right things. He's got the right philosophy, the right rhetoric. He's a small government, limited, conservative, free market sort of guy. This is fantastic. And then he goes to Washington, folks, and something happens. He begins to serve in his seat in Congress, and before too long, he's not doing anything like what he talked about when you voted for him. Have you noticed that? You know what Ron Paul, the great Dr. Ron Paul, who was the exception to the rule? Ron Paul, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, Justin Amash. You know what Ron Paul called it? He called it Potomac fever. Potomac fever. He said something happens to these people when they get to Washington. They come to Washington with great ideas, great intentions. They're saying and doing all the right things, and then they come to Washington and they just mysteriously come down with a case of Potomac fever. And they don't govern at all the way that they said they were going to. Isn't that sad? Potomac fever. Have you ever noticed that when a president, one of the good guys supposedly, nominates somebody for the Supreme Court, if it's a Republican, if it's a Trump or, even a Bush or a Reagan, they send a good, solid conservative to the Supreme Court. Have you ever heard of a conservative Supreme Court justice going to the court and getting even more conservative? I don't know what the deal is. Every single one of them that start out as supposedly a conservative, they all start tilting to the left as soon as they take their office. Amy Coney Barrett, John Obamacare Roberts, and on it goes. David Souter was a flaming liberal and a Reagan appointee. But he wasn't that way when he first got. We thought, well, this guy's decent. Reagan nominated him. He must be pretty good. Almost to a man or woman, they all go into their office if they start out as a conservative, but they all start going left. As soon as they get in, it's the strangest thing. Well, here we are. Now, what's going to happen with the FBI? I don't know. Let's hope and pray that I'm just an impatient. I never turned my own air sign on. Hey, pardon me a minute. Come on, buddy. Get it together. Hey, now we're on there. And there go my crutches. No, we're not on there. Now we're on there. Ah! I need my crutch! No, I'm only kidding. I don't. I can get it. Let's just hope I'm an impatient man, which I am. I admit that. Maybe there's going to be a big surprise coming from Kash Patel and Pam Blondie and Dan Bongino. And it will be a surprise. It will be a surprise. There's a lot of things that are happening, even as I talk, that I'm trying to keep up with regard to the looming war, or more war, I guess you could say, with Iran. I'm hoping and praying that this thing will settle down. I saw Steve Bannon, who was with Trump a couple of days ago, who was, even as I record this, I think he's live right now, and he's basically saying that all indications are we're going to get involved. I know that we had B-52s, I read, that left Missouri this morning to head east. That's not good. I know we've already got fighter groups over in that region already. So we just happen to hope and pray that things will calm down. There's so many hot spots in the world. You know, we just need to pray for peace. You've got Israel and Gaza still at war. You've got now Israel and Iran and them trying to drag us into it. You've got Russia and Ukraine. And there's one more that you need to think about that may be the most pivotal of all. I don't know if anybody's talking about this right now, but I'm going to throw this out at you folks, and I'm going to tell you this potential powder keg could be a game changer for the whole world. And I am talking about the situation between China and Taiwan. China wants Taiwan. And I've got a feeling that they may be tired of waiting to take Taiwan. And I'm telling you, if they go after Taiwan, that could set the world on its ear. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. As I get more news about it, I'll report it here on my channel. I'm going to be scanning the news later this evening and in the morning. Maybe I'll try and make a video tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be Monday. To try and get the latest updates about the war in Iran. I really recommend that you follow people like Steve Bannon, Robert Barnes, who I talked about the other day. He's excellent. A lot of good people out there, and I'm just one dude down here in Alabama trying to tread water and stay on top of things. I appreciate all of you. I really do, and I enjoy visiting with you, and I really enjoy hearing from you. Some of you email me, and I always like to hear from you. That's fantastic. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll talk to you soon.